Good afternoon, folks. This is meteorologist Ted Keller. This is the longer report that I issue once a day called the Weather Report. Goes into a little more detail as to what's going on. Let's take a look at the picture here. First, I'm showing you the infrared satellite loop, and typically when you look at this, if you want the heavier rains, you look for the colder cloud tops. That's where the orange colors are showing up, and what I'll do is stop that and highlight where that is. So that's occurring out in these areas here. So it appears as if the heavier rain, this round of it anyway, is shifting away from the Ozarks. And there are some replacement showers forming behind this. I think that'll continue for a while. Generally, there looks to be a slight lull in the rain, maybe not dry, but a lull in the heavier, more steady rains for a while before others take the place of the afternoon rain later on tonight. Let's switch and take a look at the radar while we're at it, and that's the view right there. And what's going to happen as we put this into motion, and we can see the showers are kind of moving out of the area here, but more will be generated off to the west of us. You can already see some indications of that in the Panhandle region out there in Oklahoma and portions of Texas, and also into portions of southwest Kansas. So what's going on out there is that we have an upper level feature. This is the 500 millibar flow, or the wind's at about 18,000 feet, and we have this feature here, this trough of low pressure, which is going to be sweeping through. So this represents kind of a warm flow of air here. So unfortunately, the rain kept us cooler today, and we want to get ahead with this temperature pattern, and we will, but we're going to have to contend with some rain and some cloudiness tomorrow before we can actually realize some warmer temperatures. I also want to show you, just for interest's sake, this is a mesoscale discussion, or thinking about a severe thunderstorm watch out in this area. It's nothing that the Ozarks has to necessarily worry about. I think we may, down to our south, we had some very small hail earlier today. That may be the case again with some of these storms as they maybe get some vigor later on, but I just don't think generally we're looking at a problem. There's that watch that was issued down there from Oklahoma City westward to Elk City. So that area will see some showers and storms, and to the extent that those were able to sweep up here and keep any hail that they may develop during the later afternoon and evening hours, then the Ozarks would get in on some of that as well. Now, here's some interesting things I want to show you. Back in April, earlier in April, we have had four very distinct cooling patterns in the Ozarks where we got down to around frost and freezing. Now let me show you what these long-range models, again, 500 millibars, I'm going to go through this. There's that little disturbance right there. See, I just showed you that. That kind of passes on through. Not connected to a cold front, so once it gets out of here, we'll actually have a warmer pattern. Then this disturbance here kind of leads the charge on some cold air later in the week, and the polar vortex, or the cold air kind of sitting there in northern Canada, helps to feed some cold air into the base of this, what we call a cutoff low. You see that low right there? I'll stop it and give it a circle right there. That thing is going to have what appears, at least according to this computer model, some real staying power for the central U.S. I'll show you what effect it'll have here in a minute, but let me just keep showing you. This is now Friday afternoon. The thing continues to wobble around there in the Tennessee River Valley. It has little disturbances moving around it. That's those little red X's and red areas. So this thing, look at this, how this low is cut off for early May, which is what we're looking at here. This is an amazing feature that'll keep us very chilly in the Ozarks if it pans out. Look at that. This is valid on the 7th of May. Now, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but still, if that thing just kind of retrogrades or backs up, it's really going to cause a cool and sort of miserable pattern for the Ozarks for early May. And to drive that point home, here's a 7-day projection while we are kind of stuck with our temperatures here with cloud cover. This is Saturday here. This represents about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then by Sunday we pick up. And then by Monday and Tuesdays, mid and upper 70s. But then look at the temperature slide. Some of the computer models putting us down around or below 32 degrees by Friday morning. So enjoy these warmer temperatures while you can.